Hey guys, 4+ here, and today we're going to be discussing some champions who counter Teemo in the top lane. There are multiple different build paths for Teemo, however this advice will be applicable regardless of how Teemo chooses to build. Teemo himself is a lane bully who will often seek to auto-attack his foe to apply his poison for extra harass. With Blinding Dart, he has potential for some clutch plays against auto-attack reliant champions, and upon hitting level 6, he becomes an amazing kiter. So let's take a look into some champions to pick against Teemo. Akali doesn't have many favourable matchups in the lane, and due to Teemo's constant harass, many Akali players will fear him. However, upon reaching level 6 there is little that Teemo can do to prevent the incoming slaughter. Play the lane with a safe attitude and focus on farming up with auto attacks and Mark of the Assassin. Upon gaining 3 charges of Shadow Dance you'll be able to all-in Teemo, and during these trades if you're ever blinded, use your Crescent Slash to proc your Mark of the Assassin. Survive the early game and you should be fine. Elise is ranged, like Teemo, which means you can retaliate to his poke. Elise doesn't suffer as much as other champions whilst blinded either, as the majority of her damage output comes from her abilities. Cocoon is excellent against Teemo as it stops his use of Move Quick, and on that note, if he ever does create distance from you, you can use Repel to re-engage on him. As Pantheon, you're an AD caster, which means you're not very reliant on auto attacks to deal damage, thus Blinding Dart won't be very effective. Your passive Aegis Protection is great for soaking some of Teemo's auto attacks, and as Spear Shot will still deal damage whilst Pantheon is blinded, you should be able to poke Teemo down. When Teemo's health falls to around 50%, he will become a kill target. Remember when going for the kill to execute the Pantheon burst combo of Spear Shot into Aegis, followed by Heartseeker Strike into a final Spear Shot. This combo is very effective against Teemo as his Blinding Dart cannot prevent it. Riven will stomp a Teemo if played correctly. She is very reliant on auto attack, so try to bait out Teemo's Blinding Dart before engaging. However, if this is not possible, simply spam Broken Wings whilst blind as it will still apply damage. To help with Teemo's constant poking, I recommend maxing Valor to increase the health the shield offers and lower the ability's cooldown. Because Teemo doesn't itemize for health items, it is entirely possible to nuke down Teemo at level 6. Riven's biggest issue is avoiding Teemo's mushrooms, so try to memorize where he plants them. Rumble isn't often thought of as a Teemo counter, however he does work very well. The main reason for this is Teemo cannot deal with Electro Harpoon. Upon landing this ability, Rumble can follow up with his Flame Spitter and tank any return damage with Scrap Shield. Similar to Riven, it's worth noting that Scrap Shield can be spammed to soak up Teemo's auto attacks and Toxic Shot. My final recommendation is Yorick. Yorick is normally argued to be the strongest Teemo counter. Yorick's schools can slow down Teemo and output a lot of harass. Furthermore, the sustain from Omen of Famine is more than enough to shrug off the occasional poke that Teemo will land. Yorick's passive is also powerful as it will often be in use and block a lot of Teemo's damage output. And finally, Yorick's schools will pop Teemo's mushrooms. My general tip for laning against Teemo is to buy True Sight. Oracles is a heavy investment, so I wouldn't recommend purchasing it just for Teemo, but a Vision Ward or 2 will help bring back lane control. Noxious Traps work off an ammo system, and without building cooldown reduction, Teemo will have a notable downtime between mushrooms being planted. Also, removing them will prevent the times where Teemo escapes on a tiny amount of health due to the mushrooms slowing you. Teemo can be a frustrating lane, so I hope this episode has been of aid to you. Feel free to check out my channel How to Top Lane if you want to further improve yourself as a player, and I'll see you next time where we'll be taking a look at countering Darius.